Hello you naughty people, this is Michael Burham back for a very cheeky or rather British review. Well, today we are reviewing an awesome game, a title that's in the same vein as classic titles as Devil May Cry and pays homage to the original franchise. It's a beat 'em up known as Bayonetta. It has that mixture of hack and slash and shoot 'em up style developed by Platinum Games for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and Wii U in cooperation with publishers Sega and also Nintendo as it was developed by the Wii U. The game was originally released in Japan in October 2009 and in North America and Europe in 2010, and on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 with the Wii U version released in September 20th, 2014 in Japan, followed by a worldwide release in October 24th, 2014. The Wii U version contains exclusive Nintendo-themed costumes that are bundled with every retail copy of the Wii U exclusives Bayonetta 2, or can be purchased separately on the Nintendo eShop at a discounted price if bought alongside Bayonetta 2. It's one of those games that you can sit there and look rather cheekily at a Princess Peach sitting there rubbing herself. Maybe you're not a fan of that and you want to see Samus rubbing herself, or even the other cheeky little sloppy seconds of Mario from the Super Mario Land franchise known as Daisy rubbing herself. It's produced by Platinum Games and Next Gen Entertainment, of course, and Retribe if it was for the Wii U exclusive as well, and it's centered around the title character of Bayonetta, who uses firearms and magical attacks to fight against angelic enemies. The game's developer designed its character with modern style and fashion in mind. It's composed with largely upbeat soundtracks and it's been praised for its easily learned yet deep combatic style. It's very modern in terms of the character as well, and they developed it in mind to just have that fashion style. The game also has been praised for its fast pace, boss battles and slowdowns, which is incorporated known as its witch time mechanic. The character and stage designs are also praised, and to date the game has sold over 1.35 million units worldwide as of March 31st, 2010, and was also inspired an anime film adaptation based on the game in the same vein as previous titles known as Gonzo's Bayonetta Bloody Fate. It's basically their homage of the first game and was released in Japan in November 2013. Bayonetta is a single-player, third-person 3D action game, and it has similar combat style from director Hideo Kayami's previous title, Devil May Cry. So as you can see, you can pay homage to that title because it literally is a virtual successor to that title. And using both melee and long-range attacks, its complex combo strings, multiple weapons, and is encouraged to explore ways to dispatch angelic enemies with as much flair as possible. You have special commands or actions that are woven into events, finishes and executions, and unique torture attacks in which Bayonetta summons a variety of devices to deal devastating blows to her enemies. Such devices range from chainsaws to Iron Maidens, and Bayonetta also has a unique but limited ability that her enemies do not possess, such as the Witch Time, which activates when the players make a well-timed dodge to an attack. It's a temporary slow time that allows Bayonetta to inflict massive amounts of damage or counter enemy damage before the enemies can react. Now you can double jump for extra height, perform evasive backflips, destroy background objects, and also change your camera view in order to rotate it so that enemy targets can be locked on and weapons can be switched during play. With unlockable transformations, players can make Bayonetta become a panther or one of various other living creatures as well to enhance her abilities. Lollipops can be used to heal her and replenish her magic, indulsive invincibility, and increase her strength, although using these items as well as dying lowers the score for the chapter. By finding various component items, the player can combine them into new items. Many enemies and objects drop halos when destroyed as well. They resemble kind of the rings from the Sonic the Hedgehog series of games, which the player can use to buy items, techniques and weapon upgrades. The player can also use enemy weapons either to directly attack or as props for movement. Bayonetta's strongest attacks transforms her hair into giant boots, fists, monsters to assault the enemy, and also to basically finish them off. The game itself has no multiplayer chapters, of course, so you can only be played by one person, but it has several chapters that include several different verses. Depending on how well the player performs, they are given one of the following medals at the end of the verse: stone, bronze, silver, gold, or platinum, or even pure platinum. With me being a gentleman who likes to play it on normal, you kind of always end up with kind of a stone system with me. The game shares similar tendencies to the Viewful Joe series in terms of the system, and there are some medals that are earned off beaten paths, such as special areas, set challenges at the end of chapters. Your final score and award is given depending on the type of medals achieved, so the score being deducted for any times used, deaths occurred, or basically anything else used in the chapter. And in between chapters you have a fun little mini game that looks really well done called Angelic Attack, which looks amazing on the Wii U tablet. It's basically where your arcade bullets are found in the main levels and you can shoot angels and objects to gain points. It includes basically very difficulty modes, including very easy, normal and hard. I kind of stick to normal myself in order to get myself going and basically to kind of achieve the game and complete it. But even I found normal very taxing. The game is very hard in terms of the levels and style that you play it in, and it basically gives you a heck of a lot to do as well. It can be difficult, and you can find that the AI itself growing increasingly stronger depending on what level that you have the game on. Now the plot of the game is pretty simple. Bayonetta takes place in Vigrid, a fictional city in Europe. The title character basically is voiced by Helen Taylor, is a witch who shapeshifts using various forms and firearms along with magical attacks, and she performs her own hair by summoning demons to dispatch her foes. She awakens after a 500-year sleep and finds herself in an unfamiliar area with no memories of who and what she is. Over time she begins to remember what caused her current predicament 500 years before, the incident caused by Bayonetta's memory loss, and also the two factions preserving the balance between darkness and light of that world. The Umbra Witches, who are followers of darkness, and their counterparts the Lumen Sages, who are followers of the light. The factions share two distinct treasures, the Eyes of the World, separately named Left Eye and Right Eye, which they use to oversee the passage of time. Both factions mysteriously disappeared, and Vigrid under unknown circumstances. Bayonetta still has that ornate piece of jewellery which contains a small red gem and believes the gem to be the Left Eye. The Eye of the World, which will be searching for the Right Eye, and she often receives flashbacks to make her remember which caused her current predicament, of course. You also have follow-on characters in the game as well, known as Luca, who's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, who had Bayonetta as a child and is now a possible love interest for her. And this little bit of story kind of made me want to go, ew, just due to the fact that you've got this little kid who calls her mummy, who's basically her as a kid, being raised by this guy who's also the guy that she's kind of in love with, whose dad that she also kind of killed. Incest! There's also a character by the name of Enzo, who's voiced by Chick Venera, who basically sounds like Joe Pesci. He's kind of your guide along. He provides comic relief for the young girl named Cereza as well, whose Bayonetta meets early on in the game, who's kind of an antagonist, but then becomes a friend. The dimensions Bayonetta inhabits in the game are different settings, which borrow from Dante's Divine Comedy Paradiso Heaven, which greatly takes the form of a heavenly yellow or golden valley. The place in which home of the angel enemies she faces is Purgatorio, which is purgatory, a Mediterranean, and functions as an in-between for metaphysical beings and stands alongside the plane of human existence and also outside the normal world. You also have Inferno, which is hell, which if you could say is based on Dante's Inferno, which has a hellish realm that contains infernal demons, and sort of Bayonetta herself occasionally summons her witch powers. The Bayonetta soundtrack was also released for this game, and it was developed by Huisho Yamaguchi and was voiced by Helena Nogura, who provided the main vocals for the theme of Bayonetta. It kind of shows that kind of sublime tones, the J-pop, and actually complements with the music as well. You have a very fun rendition of Fly Me to the Moon on this as well, which is one of my favourite kind of swing tracks to listen to. And though the soundtrack does complement the game itself, I find that sometimes it can be a little bit of a hindrance to the game, because you usually have some very fun poppy tunes that go complemented with the fact that you're shooting monsters in the face and chopping them up to pieces. So it kind of takes that away from what the game's actual purpose is, which is to basically hack, slash, pulverize, plunder, and destroy. The game works really, really well on the Wii U, as I played both the Wii U 360 versions and also the PlayStation 3 versions of this game. So I found the PlayStation 3 being equally more beautiful and outsetting in terms of the pixels, the formations, the frame rates. The Wii U version kind of slows that down a little bit more, but has more of the gameplay mechanics, fluid controls, and better in-game mechanics as well as the fun little costumes if you like playing as Princess Peach, who likes to free herself up. Just saying, kind of got a problem there, don't you? Kind of do. Yeah, you perv. The other additions of the Wii U version, as I've stated before, is that you can use the Wii U tablet to basically skip cutscenes and play the in-game modes as well. It's a great addition to the game series and really showed how much time and care that Platinum Games have put into this game to basically take out all that was wrong and manage to kind of leave all the nice little goodness in there as well, and give Nintendo fans an extra little bit of punch. The game is a brilliant complement to Bayonetta 2 and only cost an additional £10 if you think about it when you actually bundle it with the game, and if you're buying it basically for a reduced rate online, it's not that bad. So it's something that you can get at a cut rate to kind of complement the game if you haven't played it before. If you're buying it on the 360 and PlayStation 3 versions, I find that the Wii U version is actually much more superior. So if you like Devil May Cry and you want to see a true successor to the game franchise, I would go for this game, and I think it's well worth the money. running. So if you're looking for my score from 1 the worst and 10 the best, I will give this game a solid 8 out of 10. And the reason being is I think this game has everything from beautiful sounds, great graphics, complimentary characters, and does everything that it says on the tin. It does have a lot of replay value. So folks, that's my review. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Of course, if you leave your comment below, tell me what you think about the game, and also clickety-clack on the like button, clickety-clack on the subscription button as well to subscribe, and you can find me Saturdays 8 PM for I Got Gameplay. And if you want to hear my subtly British voice again, make sure you stay tuned to this channel for more videos. So as always guys, this is Michael Burhan saying I got gameplay. Have you?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.